Hey guys, doing another self-shot video. This time I'm going to be going over the 2016 and a half Mazda CX-5. Now this is going to be our deep crystal blue metallic. As you can see, it's an absolutely phenomenal color. Probably one of my favorite colors if I were to get this car, so definitely be the color I'd get it in. Just to give you a closer look of the paint, I know this one just got cleaned, so it's got some great, color in there. There we go. This is a gorgeous color. So this is going to be the Grand Touring. So in this vehicle, this is going to be the top of the line trim. And now, of course, you do get your standard Mazda key. You do have your lock, unlock, and then you have your, I don't know if you can see it here. Come on. You do have your panic button, and of course your symbol, and like on every key you do have your tab on the back that you can get the regular key out to unlock the door if necessary. So we're going to go ahead and unlock the car. Now there are two ways you can get into the vehicle. I know the first, you can use the key obviously, or you can use these buttons right here, and basically as long as you have the key on you, the one lock means it's locked, and you hit it one more time, you'll hear two beeps, and that means it's unlocked. Perfect. And so this is going to be our parchment interior, probably one of my favorites, and like I'd said, this would be the exact spec I would get my car if I were to get it. So it is a gorgeous white leather interior. You do have, black leather here and there, but for the most part it is going to be the white leather, and I think it looks absolutely incredible. Let's go in here. Okay. Alrighty. So of course every car does come push start. You have your start button right there. As long as you have your foot on the brake, as soon as the light illuminates green, as you can see if I take my foot off it's not green. Put my foot on the brake, it turns green, and go ahead and hit the button. It turns the car right on. And so this is going to be our 2.5 liter SKYACTIV G motor. It's going to make about 184 horsepower, 185 pound-feet of torque. Sorry, let me clear this up right there. These are going to be the gauges. They're nice and crisp. And on the right, you're going to have a full digital gauge. It's going to have your readout as far as temperature, gas mileage, your trip odometer, and you can cycle through that by hitting this info button right here. So you just hit up, to show you your current MPG, your average miles per gallon, your range, all that good stuff. And of course you have your tachometer to the left, your speedometer right in the middle, and of course your gas light on at the bottom because this car does need gas right now, and then of course what gear you're in, which right now obviously we're in park. Righty. And so on the steering wheel, guys, it is going to be a full leather wrap steering wheel. I think it looks gorgeous. It's got your nice stitching right here, you got your aluminum accents, you have your little chrome accents right here, nice Mazda symbol. You can work your phone, voice commands, and all of your volume controls right here. Cruise control to the right. Alrighty. And then I know over here, guys, this is going to be your traction control, your tire pressure. This is going to be your rear cross traffic alert. So basically, when you put the car in reverse, you're going to have your backup camera that comes up. Move this. And then so basically, if a car is coming from your left or right, the car will beep, letting you know that someone's coming. In emergency situations, it'll go ahead and brake for you. So that's a really, really cool system. And of course, on the steering column, you do have your blinkers, kind of right here. And of course, there you go. You do have your lights right there, your automatic. You can turn them on, your high beams, and your fog lamps right over here. Automatic. There we go. Of course, you can have your windshield wipers. There we go. And then right here in the center console, this is going to be your it's kind of bright today, so I do apologize. This is your main control system right here. So all these are going to control this screen. Now it is a touch screen, so you can do both. But once you start driving, it actually disables the touchscreen feature, so then you do have to go fully reliant on this right here. And so basically, you're going to have your center knob. You can hit it left, right, up or down. You have your home screen, your navigation, your music, your back button, and your favorites. So in your favorites you can save all of your things like your favorite places to go to in your navigation. Since this is Grand Touring, it does get navigation. You can save your favorite contacts, your favorite music, all that good stuff. You have your volume control, and you hit it once to mute it. Your electronic parking brake, which you just click up, turns it right on, if you can see it. See the lights on right there. And to turn it off, you put your foot on the brake. Put your foot on the brake, and then push it down, and it turns right off. You've got your sport button right here. So you hit your sport button up once, and it turns it on. It's going to show up right there. Right there. And then you just click it down, and it turns right off. So you click it up, on, down, off. Really, really simple. And if we go up a little bit, you're going to have a little storage space right in here to put your phone and everything. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. You're going to have your USB, your auxiliary, and then the little slot right here. This is where you would put your navigation chip and everything like that. You have your heated seats, 3 stages. This does not have cooled seats, just in case you were wondering. Your dual climate control, with all your fan speeds, your different modes, defrost, rear and front, and then of course your recycling AC button, and then of course turn everything right off. You have your hazards, your vents, which are nicely accented in this real pretty aluminum that kind of goes right around the dash right there. Okay. You are going to have your Bose sound system. This is going to be a 9-speaker sound system. You're going to have some speakers right up here on the dash. You have your bass speakers kind of down here, if you can see them. There we go. On both sides. And then in the back, you're going to have your speakers down there as well. Awesome, awesome. And then so guys, you also have your cup holders right here if we go back a little bit. 2 full-size cup holders. A little area which is kind of just, you can put your change. This is where I put the key in right there. And then your storage space right in here. You do have a nice, padded leather storage area right here. And if you can see, I know it's kind of bright, I do apologize. You have another area to put kind of loose things in, maybe more change. You can lift that right up and you have more storage space at the bottom. Alrighty. So I'm going to show you guys the back seat. We're going to check that out. But before I do, I'll just touch on a few more things up here. You have your mirrors right here. You're going to have an area for your sunglasses, which is of course nicely padded. That way it doesn't scratch them. Your one-touch sunroof. And of course hit it forward. Whoop. Oh, I'm so sorry. So you do hold it forward to close it. There we go. And then you hit it up to open. The tilt feature, and then push it forward again to close it. Okay. There we go. So we'll go ahead and shut her down right now. Real easy. You don't have to have your foot on the brake or anything. Just hit the button once. A little Mazda symbol comes up. It's all shut off. Cool, cool. I'll show you guys the back seat. And if you can see right here, guys, 2016 we did get top safety pick, so this is one of the safest cars in its class, and it's an absolutely phenomenal vehicle. Mazda actually engineered what's called energy crash pathways in the chassis, and basically what that means is whenever you get into a head-on collision or any kind of collision, the pathway that the energy travels throughout the car, they designed the structure to be able to resist those pathways. That's a really, really cool feature, especially if you're looking for a very safe car. This is the #1 pick in that category. And I know this is actually going to have our all-wheel drive as well, which as a safety feature performs extremely well. And so the all-wheel drive system, if you watched my previous video on the CX-9, it'll utilize things like the tire pressure monitor, the rain sensing windshield wipers, the temperature readout, and it gets all that data, and it's going to pull all that data. That way the system can predict the circumstances under which its all-wheel drive system needs to perform. So for example, if you made like a 45-minute trip somewhere in the snow, and then you get to your destination and you're like, oh man, the car didn't slip once, it rode perfectly, how do I know I even really needed all-wheel drive? versus, you know, in reality, if you were driving in a front wheel drive version, you probably would have slipped like 5 or 6 times. You just didn't realize it because the system basically is a predictive system, and it tries to prevent slip before it even happens. So in that aspect, it's a phenomenal system to have. I love all-wheel drive cars, even, you know, here in Texas, because we get a bunch of ice, and when it rains, it pours. So it's definitely a good feature to have, you know, in any region of the country, because you never know when you're going to need it. But onto the back seat, guys. You have plenty of seat space back here. And I know I'm right at 6 feet, so, you know, if I sit in here, with me sitting comfortably in the front, I have, you know, probably about 3 inches of room right there. And you do have your storage spaces back here. There we go. Nice and padded as well. You do have your same beautiful parchment leather back here as well. Very, very soft feeling. Nice and plush. You have your cup holders back here. It's another armrest that's really soft. You have your headrests right here as well. Your interior lighting in the back. I'm going to head to the trunk, kind of finish this thing up. And, you know, I can't stress enough how gorgeous this car is. I think it's absolutely beautiful. There we go. So here's going to be your trunk space, guys. Let me get in here. There we go. So it's definitely going to be plentiful. You do have nice little cubbies down here so that if you have kind of loose items, come on, there we go. If you have loose items, you can definitely put them back here without them rolling around everywhere and making a ton of noise. If you lift this up, you're going to have your spare tire and then all your jack assembly equipment underneath there as well. You're going to have your outlet right here if you need to charge your phone or do anything you need to that requires that. And as far as the seats folding down, you're going to have the split right there, so you're going to have, you know, these two are going to fold down together, this one's going to fold down individually. So you can do that via these little switches right here. There's 2 ways to do it. There's little buttons right there that you can hit. Or if you're already back here, you can pull this down. So once you pull this tab, the seat's going to fold down like that. And on this one, since you do have the small seat right there, you can put that one down separately. So if you need just a pass through, like if you had a surfboard or any, you know, long piece of lumber, you would just pull this inside one and it would just put down the middle one. There we go. And then of course the last one, big one right there. Boom. And then of course you would have to, you know, put the seats forward a little bit, fold down the headrest, and you can get a perfectly flat fold down. Then you would have all this space right here. So it's definitely a very, very spacious vehicle. And of course you do have these extra little speakers back here for your Bose sound system, which I did not touch on earlier. And you have your quarter windows right back here as well, which you can get a better view of since the seats are down. Put these down. Perfect. And of course you do have your beautiful rims, your alloys right here, your machined alloys, which are available only on the Grand Touring. There we go. Other features this car is going to have I didn't touch on earlier is your blind spot monitoring. So you can't really see it, but there's an area right here, a little light will show up whenever someone's in your blind spot, and if you were to try to blink to your left or right and someone's in your blind spot, the car will actually beep for you, alerting you that you cannot get over at that time because there is someone in your blind spot. This does have full disc brakes all around, which perform exceptionally well. And also, I want to mention this car gets about 33 miles a gallon. You know, for a crossover, that's phenomenal gas mileage. I mean, also depending on how you drive this thing, you can definitely get up into a 35, 36 mile per gallon range. And so that alone is impressive, especially with, you know, about 180, almost 200 horsepower. And of course you have your fog lamps down here. And of course some of the benefits about having a naturally aspirated motor. I've had people come in and you know, ask, why don't we have a turbocharged motor, this, that. The main reason a lot of people go turbocharged is because of fuel economy reasons, and also because the engines that they build really aren't that powerful. So now with Mazda, this is going to be a separate video in its own, so I am putting a little link here if you do want to go watch what our SKYACTIV motors accomplish. So I'm going to put that link up right about here. Okie doke. And so basically guys, with the motor, it basically, with our SKYACTIV technology, it utilizes every drop of fuel to get the best economy and the highest horsepower possible. So there's no need for a turbo, there's no need for that huge surge of power, because when you get that surge of power that comes on really strong, it's not predictable. You know, you kind of have to guess when it'll come on, and with having a naturally aspirated motor, it's very, very predictable. It's very linear and a progressive build in power, so you know what to expect always, which, if safety is a concern for you, it's always more comforting to know what's going to happen next, especially in a vehicle, you know, which a lot of people don't have control over many things in life, but to have control over your vehicle, I feel like it's very important. And so another thing that I wanted to touch on, guys, was the window sticker as well. That way I did want you guys to look at this. That way you can kind of see what we have right here. Sorry, let me get organized. There we go. So this is the final price we have for the vehicle, which is actually a very competitive price, considering we do put on your window tint for you, which has a lifetime warranty. So if it does bubble or crack, you can bring it back and we'll fully replace it for you. We won't just kind of fix it. So that's really, really cool. And you know, if you live in Texas, Lord knows we need window tint. Your nitrogen, which basically your nitrogen is going to have a very constant pressure, so that way, aside from air in your tires, it won't expand and contract under different temperatures. It'll stay the same, and then with this nitrogen package, you actually get your roadside assistance with it if your wheels burst or anything like that, which never really happens, but just in case that small chance it were to happen, you are covered. Your wheel locks, your door edges and guards, that way you don't scratch up your car on the edge of your doors, and if you have rings on and you go in to open the door handle, which I'll show you in a second, it won't scratch it up. And then yeah, and if you want to see all the features, you can go ahead and pause the video right about now. Perfect. And another thing I want to point out, guys, this is an imported car. You know, a lot of people take, pride in the fact that this is an imported vehicle. 95% Japan, assembly point Japan, engine Japan, transmission Japan. So, as you know, Mazda doesn't have any affiliation with Ford anymore. And I'm sorry, I do want to touch one more time. This is 30 miles a gallon because it's all-wheel drive. If it was front-wheel drive, it would have been 33. So I do apologize. I was mistaken on that. And like I was saying, guys, we don't have an affiliation with Ford anymore, so Mazda is its own company, and I feel like they've been doing exceptionally well so far. And this is their new Kodo design as well, if you don't know the actual name for the design that they've been using in all their cars. And basically Kodo means soul in motion, and it's a great way to describe the lines on the car. It's just very, very smooth lines, and it really makes this a gorgeous SUV. So like I said, guys, this is Forrest Jones. This is AutoNation Ford Mazda right here off of Bryant Irving, Benbrook, Texas. This is an in-stock unit, so if you are looking for an all-wheel drive CX-5, give me a call, shoot me an email. I have all my information provided below. And I just want to point out again, I love Mazda. This is a phenomenal product. I'm very, very proud to be selling these cars, and as a consumer, I hope you would be very proud to own one of these cars, because they're phenomenal. Resale value is great. The reliability is great, and they're just good looking cars altogether. And so if you want a great deal, AutoNation owns hundreds and hundreds of dealerships across the US, and we've sold over 1 million plus cars, and we definitely didn't do that by overcharging our customers, guys. So if there's anything we can do to help, please let us know. If there's anything I can do to improve these videos or anything else that I maybe didn't touch on, please let me know. I would love to do my best to make these videos as detailed as possible for everybody. So, like I said, this is an in-stock unit. I will post on here if this has been sold. But as of right now, we do have it in stock, so please give us a shout out if you would like to inquiry about this vehicle. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you all enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you so much.